highly doubt it. Okay, they are. All right, you give me another worm. And they have to, and they actually have to discard with the winter. So they milled us out. They've been milling us out, and the winter actually forced them to discard. That's actually kind of hilarious. Land drop, hopeless. Okay. Oh, there we go. And they have to discard again because of the winter. We draw more cards. We got the Shelly. So winter actually has caused them to discard a lot of cards here or whatever. But now it's just over. Now it's just over. Whew, now it's over big time. Yeah, they know it. That was a good one. A little sweaty, but we got there. Ladies and gentle mages, civilians across the multiverse, welcome back to another episode of Man to Man, and today we've got a juicer for you. So I hope you brought your jackets, because winter's, well, I guess it depends where you are from, the whatever. Winter's coming for me at least, so let's go ahead and dive right in. We got Winter, the misanthropic guy. Okay, so I when I first saw this, I knew that it was pretty good. I knew that it was pretty good, but I also knew that it was going to have a hard time with a lot of the decks here, because like at the beginning of your upkeep, each player draws 2 cards. Obviously, you're going to give your opponent those 2 cards. I think this would be like pretty unplayable without the Ward 2, but because Winter does have Ward 2, I think we can kind of make this work. Obviously, this is a Delirium deck. This is JUND Delirium. We are delirious though if we think we're going to play this in best of 1. Because obviously, giving your opponent 2 cards is horrendous, and I mean horrendous in a lot of matchups. It's horrendous versus mono red. Obviously, the Leyline, you don't want to give your opponent's cards. That is just not going to work, obviously. And also is not very good versus like Control. Control's a little less played, but like Sunfall, Dot Deck, you know, whatever, Caretaker's Talent, even like Azorius is still around. So that's really bad for this. But in any sort of like mid-range matchup, which is a lot more common in best of 3, this is exactly what we got going on, baby. So I mean, obviously we have the Delirium going, we do have the Patchwork Beastie Boy, we got like the Prowler. You actually don't need a whole lot of like milling. Usually on turn 2, a Prowler, and we also like this for the land, but the Overlord of the Balemurk also has you mill 4 cards. Like, you honestly don't need a ton of mill with the Delirium, because as you'll notice throughout the video, you don't need the graveyard to win. I think I've probably stressed that point a lot of times, but you don't really need the graveyard to win. It's definitely like a mid-range JUND deck, but you can also you can just win through like just brute force with the Balustrade Wurm, with the Overlord, the Balemurk, just kind of like reaping havoc on the board throughout the game. A Shelly is really nice here, because with Shelly, whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life, and obviously Winter is going to have us both draw 2 cards, so you can just kind of use your imagination there. Liliana is wonderful. Liliana is one of the best things that you can do, because Liliana may I had a Gruul Delirium deck. You can run Gruul. Like, I'm not even hating on Gruul, but if you're going to be running JUND, Liliana is the best thing that you can have here, because there's a lot of Ward out there. I mean, there is like Sheltered by Ghost. There is that kind of deck out there, which kind of gets around with the sacrifice, but obviously with Liliana, you can just discard a card. So discarding is actually not that big of a deal, because again, we'll have Winter. We'll have the Balustrade Wurm though. This is the best thing you can do. Just ditch the Balustrade Wurm, and it can always just come back later for its Delirium cost. But even if you don't have anything like that, it's still a nice card, because you do kind of want to have, like, you can just discard another card. We have the Artifact Creature, this kind of stuff here. I did actually have the other Scarecrow. I kind of forgot what it was. It was like, oh man, what was it called? What was it called? This one, the Autistic Twister. Man, I really wanted to use it. It was underperforming so badly, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. We still have the Scarecrow, so if you want to run the other Scarecrow, you can. I just think in this meta, it was just on that chopping block, but nevertheless, let's go ahead and address the sideboard here. So this is kind of the deck. Got the Fear of Missing Out for additional combat, which really hurts with the Balustrade Wurm. Prowler, I think we kind of, you know, everything's pretty low to the ground here, but again, this is best of 3, so I do have Dreams of Steel and Oil. This card absolutely murders Domain. They don't like it because their Overlord gets hurt, so the Dreams of Steel and Oil, and obviously this is the most effective versus the Eye deck, so Azorius Eyeball, Haughty Djinn, even the Monk, you see that a little less though, but it exiles. So not only do you just exile their, like, you know, Eye on turn 1 or whatever, you also, if it's later in the game, you can exile from their graveyard. So Dreams of Steel and Oil is extremely effective versus Domain and the Azorius Eye. I have one little Duress in here. I already have main deck a Duress. It's so, you know, whatever. You can always just sideboard it out. 2 more Torch of Towers. I main deck 2 Torch of Towers, so Torch of Tower can get rid of, obviously. Some people do still play it, the Gruul Slick Shot. Some people, it's just mono red. Whatever, the mono red Leyline, you still do need that exile ability here. Speaking of exile, we do have the Anoint with Affliction. Again, for Anoint with Afflictions, if you are running black, there's no reason not to. You're just going to exile those pesky Heartfire heroes and scamps. Like I said, I know this is best of 3, but you do still see them, and now we got a fighting chance. Ghost Vacuum, I think you could probably make this the case that this Ghost Vacuum should be a 3 in the sideboard. This is so good versus anything that goes in the graveyard. Some people will try to use the Ghost Vacuum for us, as you'll kind of see in the video. But again, this deck does not need the graveyard. It just likes the graveyard. It doesn't need it. It's not nearly as fragile as like the eye deck and the reanimation stuff here. But this Ghost Vacuum is really nice. Exile a card, and then for 6, you can just bring them all back as a 1/1 spirit. And again, in really grindy matchups, that's really good. And last but not least, we got the Tranquil Frillback. Obviously, just a nice little like mid-range card. We are in essence a mid-range deck, so exiling that player's graveyard and just you know, whatever. Tranquil Frillback, just a wonderful card in a pinch. So this is the deck, man. We got JUND. No basics in this world. Heck no time for that. But I wanted to make a deck with Winter, and I think you will see Winter shine in this type of deck. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and give a shout out to the Mana Rocks. The Mana Rocks are the patrons and the YouTube channel members that do help out the channel financially. They are, you know, whatever patron, or yeah, I guess that's kind of obvious. But nevertheless, like I said, they mean the whole world to me. Consider joining the channel. That would help me out in my journey through all of this. Consider joining the Discord. The link is in the YouTube description or whatever, but you don't have to join the Discord. The Discord is completely free, but do just keep in mind that only you can help protect the Aether, so make sure to leave a like on the video. The button looks just like this, and without further ado, let's get ready to vanquish some enemies. Shiru, hello. All right, we're looking pretty good here, man. We got the Torch the Tower. Got a little bit of removal, a little bit of fear, a little bit of Overlord to kind of get our delirium going. I think we are looking pretty good here. So swamp into the greedy freebooter. Wow. Well, I'm gonna be pretty greedy here, and I think I'm just gonna go for Torch the Tower. Hello. You know what? Let's go ahead and give you the Samuel. Hello. You gotta love the hospitality around here. So I guess we'll just go for the Torch the Tower. Yeah, I'm gonna do this right now before they can kind of I don't even really know, but any sort of self-sacrifice stuff, I'm not really into what's going on with the sacrifice brews right now. So Scavenger, not that big of a deal here. We go in for the Haywire Mite to kind of just get rid of it, or I can just go in for a Balemurk. I'm going to do this. I don't think that Scavenger's talent is really that big of a problem right now, and Lily or another Haywire Mite, it's actually kind of tempting. I'm going to go for the Lily. We already have a Haywire Mite, so we'll go for the Liliana. But now we have our Delirium up, and like I said, you don't need, in my opinion, you don't need to go insane with like the Delirium stuff, because it racks up usually pretty quickly. So as you can see, we already got the Delirium up. I do kind of want to get the Fear of Missing Out going. We got to do this. This is just pressure. If they have this, whatever. If they block it, whatever. It is what it is. At some point, we're going to have the Greedy Freebooter do its thing. Can't exile everything all the time. Wow, whoa. No block. That tells me, okay, I'm still gonna do it. That makes me a little nervous. That tells me they most likely want to sacrifice it for what, I mean, whatever. Again, I have not played Rakdos Sacrifice since Obnixilis, rest in peace. I have not, Obnixilis is the last time I've done that, so I haven't played it since rotation. Final Vengeance, okay, there we go. So additional costs, blah blah, exile. So are they really trying to like mill me out with Scavenger's talent? Because they were really threatened by that Haywire Mite. Interesting. Nowhere to run. Okay. I got plenty of firepower in my hand here, so I don't think it's really that big of a deal. So now the only problem is like, we could drop Winter, or we can go for Blooming Marsh. I want to go for the Winter, baby. Let's go. Winter, Misanthropic Guide. Let's go. I mean, they're down on land here, so can't really target it with the ward. Plus, we got this going. Probably not going to be the make the most use of it, so. But we make use of the draw, I can tell you that right now. So that is a lot of firepower. It's such a weird card. It's obviously giving your opponent cards in mono red, which is why it's a lot better in whatchamacallit. It's a lot better in best of 3, where you're like you can kind of prepare for the red. Plus, we got Anoint with Affliction, Torch the Tower, etc., in the graveyard. So, we go for the Fear of Missing Out before we just drop the Lily. And these tap lands are looking a little suboptimal here. So, and another Winter just for good measures. But all right, let's go for Lily again. Kind of just setting up our stuff here. I think we'll get rid of the land. We actually don't have a big top end. So, as you can see, a little bit it's a little bit peculiar. Like, even if they were to have like some sort of board wipe here, which I highly doubt, we do have the Balemurk, so you kind of want to offset that. You always have to be mindful of the Balemurk. So if they were to go for Sunfall here or something, we kind of know that we have one counter left on the Balemurk. Obviously, they can't go for Sunfall. And even they wouldn't be playing Deadly Cover-Up either. With ooh, okay, so Rotten Mouth. Honestly, though, I don't think this is that big of a deal unless they. Well, are they milling themselves? I guess that makes sense. We already have Delirium, right? But it's actually kind of funny though. Like, they don't want to mill me to give Winter the extra Delirium because they know that they're tapped out here. So it's kind of funny. And this Roddenmouth Viper is kind of scary, but right now it's not scary at all. We're just gonna lose 4 life, and that's literally gonna be it. Lily's gonna have them sacrifice it, and that's pretty much gonna be game over. But Winter, Misanthropic Guide, let's go. That's just absolutely hilarious. Get 2 extra cards for our turn. They're nice and tapped out, so like I said, Winter and these like kind of like grind. And as long as you're not playing against full-blown control or full-blown red, which is what you see a lot in best of 1, the Winter is just a great card. Again, really unfortunate that it doesn't fare very well in the best of 1 meta right now, but we don't have to worry about that right now because I have a Balustrade Wurm. I have a Balustrade Wurm and I have an additional combat step. So Winter, do your thing. Fear of missing out on the Wurm. Untap. They're tapped out, man. There's absolutely no worries here. Nah. No worries here. No worries here. Alright, so I'm on the draw. I usually keep this. Like, if I was on the play, I don't. But because we are on the draw and we just need to get into that Prowler, you can definitely keep this. A little risky, yeah, but like I said, you just get 1 more land. We're on the draw, so you get that little extra equity. I think this is an easy keep. So I saw that. That was a mulligan. Let's go and give the opponent the friendly mulligan. Hello. Everybody needs a friend. We need to get a mulligan. I still, if you kind of notice, I mean, it's kind of a little awkward here. Oh, that's a little awkward. So a little scared about that. But regarding like the friendly mulligan hello, if you have been watching the channel, you know I always give a friendly Tamio hello on the mulligan. But in best of 3, which is kind of what I'm doing right now, obviously, don't know how it doesn't really work the same. So I don't know how I'm gonna implement the friendly mulligan hello. Because like it doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you're on game 2 or game 3 to go for friendly hello. I'm gonna go to take the action. I'm not superstitious. Oh, thank God. All right, so thank God we do get into this land here. Because now that we do this, well, now there's no problem. Because now this is exactly why we have the Prowler. And there we go. I see plenty of land. We're in the clear now. In the clear, get the Delirium kind of set up to 3. As long as you got that Prowler, Prowler helps with all of your mana troubles. But now we're looking pretty good here. Final Vengeance, Disturbing Mirth. Okay, I gotta play with these. This looks really fun. I'm not gonna lie. The Rakdos Sacrifice, again, have not played it since old Omnix List, rest in peace. I have not played it since that, but this looks like a really fun brew. Scavenger's Talent. And another Clockwork Percussionist. You know what? I might even block here. I might even call your bluff. I think I'm going to. It's a lot, because like, that type of like ability where you exile, Hopeless Nightmares kind of sucks, but whatever. That kind of like trope gets worse as the game goes on. So if I can do that early, I think that's pretty good. I don't really care about the Hopeless Nightmare. I mean, I've got 2. As long as you have what 2 Balustrade Wurms here, we discard 1, and we always have access to it. So I don't really care about that at all. So we know they have the Hopeless Nightmare, but I'm just going to discard my Wurm, because the Wurm can always come back from the graveyard. We don't care about discard. Yeah, like I said, regarding that whole, like, the whole, like, exile, I wish there was, like, kind of, like, a more word to kind of condense it, but Ren's Resolve, the exile, you can use this card only for certain turns. I think that's better as the game goes on. So if you make them have to use their mana quickly, I guess it kind of didn't really work out this time, but the premise remains the same? I don't know. So we give them a Hopeless Nightmare into the Final Vengeance. What is kind of unfortunate is it's going to be exiled, so no more no Enchantment Delirium into my graveyard. That's okay. Down to 2 cards left in their hand, so I don't know. You can't block with the Beastie Boy, not yet. You gotta fight for your right to block, my friend. They looking towards the tower. Honestly, that's not really that big of a deal, though. Again, the exile is kind of annoying because it kind of hurts our Delirium stuff, but Not really. Ooh, winter. There we go. There we go. It's a winter wonderland. So, all right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go for it here. We're gonna go ahead and pay. That's a small price to pay for salvation. Right. We actually would go for Wildfire Wickerfolk. I don't know how many times I'm gonna mispronounce that, but probably won't be the last time. But let's go. Got the winter. Do you have the ward cost? You do not. You're all out of the hand too. So, I'm definitely not getting. Oh, I'm definitely not getting rid of my my winter, so it's gonna get rid of that nowhere to run. Now we can draw 2 cards. Again, this is very weird how this plays out. So now we got a Balemurk. Okay. Kind of a weird situation here. I guess we go for Prowler, see if maybe we can snag another untapped land so that I can go for Beastie Boy and the Wildfire. The pain is a little, you know, gotta be kind of mindful about it. I think we're gonna do this. Yeah, we were kind of already committing to it. We can just hardcast the Balemurk, the Wickerfire, the Wildfire Wickerfolk. Obviously, we don't have Delirium. We're gonna take 2 pain here, and we're gonna take another pain from the Patchwork Beastie Boy. Definitely, we curve out. It's a little scary though. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little scary. I have at least 1 blocker. I know they have the Restless Vents with Menace too, but I don't think... The only thing hasty they have is really that Percussionist with the monkey. Restless Vents, yeah, okay, so again, this has Menace, so I can't even block if I wanted to. I'm definitely going to be chump blocking the Braids, 100%. I don't know, maybe I got a little cocky here. Definitely, I should have left 1 back. I kind of forgot we didn't have our Delirium set up, so when we committed to the Patchwork Beastie Boy, it's not, I can't block, so... Got a little lucky there, though. If they had like removal and a Hopeless Nightmare, I think we would have been screwed, right? Okay, I was going to say, I think I will sacrifice the Patchwork Beastie Boy. But the Scavenger's Talent, that could have been kind of bad. Because I don't have an enchantment, and like, they're kind of racing us, so... Honestly, though, this is not really the best hand I've ever seen right now. So I'm going to take a look at my graveyard, see if I have a land. I do have a land in my graveyard, so even if I take Lily to sacrifice, or sorry, discard a land, we still don't get that Delirium. We could just hardcast the Overlord. If we hardcast the Overlord, I still have to take damage, though. Like, that is a little scary. I think we bit off a little bit more than we can chew. I'm not even going to lie to you. I still think it's better. The Lily doesn't do much right now. I think I bit off a little more than I can chew. I got a little too hasty there. But I think let's just drop it, right? We get a blocker this way. I do have to take 1, which really sucks. Haywire Mite. Okay, let's go for the Haywire Mite, right? Yeah, let's go for the Haywire Mite. And now we don't attack. Because I realized I kind of screwed up. I got a little too aggressive. So they do have the Restless Vents, and they do have like Braid. Yeah, they have a lot of actually offense here. So Scavenger's Challenge, that's fine. I mean, they see my Haywire Mite. Like, they see it, right? I mean, the Haywire Mite's going to do 1 of 2 things. It's going to get rid of the Scavenger's Talent. It's going to give us some delicious life, so... I'm blocking. I can't take damage here. No, I'm not taking damage. Yeah, definitely cannot take damage here. No way. No way. Got plenty of food for the Rottenmouth Viper. Here we go, level 3. All right, again, not a big deal though. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice blah blah blah, and then get some stuff back from their graveyard. No, I don't think it's that big of a deal. They do it. They can use it. They can make use of it, but like, whatever. So Braids goes off first. If they do a land, yeah, I'm for sure. I'll give you a land. I don't care. I'll give you a land. Oh yeah, easy peasy. Pain land, yeah, whatever. I don't think the colors really matter at this point. Yeah, I'll give you a land easy. I'm not giving you 2 life. So mill 2 cards again. I don't know if they're gonna do me. Highly doubt it. Okay, they are. All right, you give me another worm. I think honestly 1 worm is about as good as like 3. So I don't know if that's really makes a whole big of a difference. But with the Scavenger's Talent, I mean, they can sacrifice all their stuff. They didn't even want to get back a greedy freebooter. And they have to, and they actually have to discard with the winter. So they milled us out. They've been milling us out, and the winter actually forced them to discard. That's actually kind of hilarious. It's just a land, but still, the winter, Misanthropic Guide forced them to discard, and you gotta love that. So let's see what we got here now. Let's go for Liliana, kind of clear the path. All right, Lily, do your thing. Sacrifice. And I mean, I can't go in. I mean, going in for the worm seems a little bit bad here. I'm not really respecting the scavenger's talent stuff here. So they're kind of all over the place. They're kind of milling me, then they're milling themselves. I think we'll go for you. I don't want to see that Viper, so let's go for this, and we can just exile the Viper if we do come across it. And it will be exiled. So braids, and I think we'll just do another braids. Whatever, that's fine. So nothing too scary in the graveyard, and then we go for the Haywire Mite. And then we can sacrifice this for the Scavenger's Talent. Well, I kind of would like the Balemurk, but the Balemurk actually mills us, which makes me a little nervous. Well, I'm planning on killing the Scavenger's Talent, so why not, right? Scavenger's Talent. I guess we'll take another Haywire Mite, sure. We could take a Shelly, but whatever. But yeah, I'm not really worried about milling myself out if that's our plan. So take him down to 2. And you know what? I am a little nervous here because... Hold on. I think I got a little too zesty again here. Hold on. Because I'm going to go for the Haywire Mite. We go up to 4, but... I'm already seeing though, because I know they have Hopeless Nightmare. I know they have Hopeless Nightmare, so I'm already looking at this. If they top deck Hopeless Nightmare, that's a risk we don't have to take. So they can go for Restless Vents with a Menace, and that would be enough. Because we have to pay. We have to pay to use the Haywire Mite. Oh man, that would be pretty bad. I will be pretty mortified. Okay, so they have Menace. I can't block anyway, so let's go ahead and just do this. Yeah, we go up to 4. I guess sometimes math's for attackers, I suppose. I gotta do better math as an attacker, I suppose, there. So not really too worried about this. We still have, I mean, next turn it's gonna be pretty much over anyway, but... Ooh, yeah, that is twice, though. I gotta be a little bit more careful here, because that's, 16 cards left, whatever. But that's twice. I kind of attacked a little bit too much. Like I said, if they have a Hopeless Nightmare, I'm cooked. That's it, right? That just seems like an unnecessary risk, because there's really no worries outside of this Restless Fence. So yeah, they can even discard a card and draw a card. Oh my god, if they got a Hope, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I probably deserve it. I'm like, I hope not, obviously, but I probably deserve it. Disturbing Mirth, okay. Oh god, so draw 2 cards. Oh, they're searching for that Hopeless Nightmare. They know. Oh, okay, well, that's fine. Manifesting Dread's fine. I think as long as we have this, we're completely fine, right? So I got okay, whew. No Hopeless Nightmare. Well, land drop Hopeless Nightmare. Okay, oh, there we go. And they have to discard again because of the winter. We draw more cards. We got the Shelly. So winter actually has caused them to discard a lot of cards here. But now the world's our absolute oyster. We drew 2 more cards. We have an embarrassment of riches, and now we just win here. We got the Worm. We got the Worm, the Wickerfolk, Wildfire. Big fan of alliteration. Not really sure, whatever. But now it's just over. Now it's just over. Whew. Whew. Now it's over. Big time. Yeah, they know it. That was a good one. A little sweaty, but we got there. Alrighty, here we go, Solitude. I don't have any... I'm gonna mulligan this way. There we go. So we got the Goat's Vacuum. That's exactly kind of what we need to be here. We got the Anoint with Affliction. Of course, we really want to get rid of their graveyard. So I think the Patchwork Beastie Boy, the Fear of the Missing Out, it's kind of close, but whatever. As long as we have, Anoint with Affliction, they're gonna hate that. Kind of cooked here, but we'll see. So let's waste absolutely 0 time. Get the Ghost Vacuum down. I think it's like this is like one of the best sideboard cards in the game right now, right? Again, don't want to do this too quickly. Ghost Vacuum. Well, hey, you know what? Cheers, my friend. I like your taste. I like your taste here. So, sleight of hand, sure, do your thing. You could have made the case that we probably should have gone in for the Ghost Vacuum. It doesn't really matter though. Yeah, it actually does not matter at all. Whatever. Let's go for the Ghost Vacuum here. They can like interrupt us and take it, but like whatever. It's still out of the graveyard, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, whatever. All right. You know what? This actually is pretty good here. I'm gonna go for the Dreams of Steel and Oil, and again, this is so good. Dreams of Steel and Oil is so damn good, man. Especially in this matchup. I guess we'll get rid of the other Ghost Vacuum, whatever. But let's say they did have a scary, you know, Haughty Djinn, or the Eye, obviously. I guess you could say obviously. Sorry, I know, I'm sorry. But either way, they go and get rid of that. That's actually not that big of a deal. So we could have used it in conjunction, but like whatever. And chart the course, sure, whatever. They do have the Helping Hand. Oh, wow, they get rid of the Helping Hand. Okay, that's pretty interesting. They probably know that they're kind of cooked in terms of the graveyard, and we can kind of do the same exact thing again, so Helping Hand, whatever, it doesn't matter. And if they want to, you know, put their vacuum on the stack, it doesn't really matter. So there we go, we got a Winter. We got a Winter. Looking good. It's a Winter Wonderland. Can't really attack yet or do anything. Again, we're not really going to be able to. But again, what I like about this deck is, like, the Delirium Graveyard stuff is not really, like, plan A. Yeah, we'll let this go. Whatever. It's really not. You don't need the graveyard to win. The graveyard is definitely a booster. Like, don't get me wrong. But you don't need it to win in the same way that you need it for this deck. So I'm just going to eat their graveyard. This hurts the Haughty Djinn. Just kind of hurts them in general. So... Still got the Anoint with Affliction as well. So I'm still going to mill to kind of keep, like, the pressure up. But we got 2 Beastworks. Okay. But nevertheless, I'm going to go in for the Winter. Yeah, let's go in for this. If they counter it, it is what it is. It'll create an awkward dynamic if they do counter this. Again, though, I don't know if a lot of times the Oculus decks, they don't even really run counters, though. Sometimes, I mean, you know. Moment of truth, sure. This is your moment of truth. So do they dig for the counter? I guess it was that Phantom. Well, there it is. There it is. Phantom Interference. Yep. That really does kind of suck. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna wait for the Ghost Vacuum here. We can kind of like put it on the stack and steal the Winter back. You know what? Oh, it's close. It really is close, but I think we have to, right? I'm a little nervous that I did that because, I mean, we just get our Winter because we can go for the 1/1 in the air, but I am a little nervous because we leave ourselves open here. So Picklock Prankster, they got a Haughty, but they get rid of their Helping Hand, so I guess they would need, I don't know, I'm kind of coping. Definitely what I'm getting at is it definitely was a big risk going in for our Ghost Vacuum. Because now they have the stuff. We're tapped out. I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, but no, we don't. It's such a weird dynamic. Another Ghost Vacuum. I think is honestly like pretty good. So I'm gonna do this while they're tapped out, so they can't respond to me. But they do have what, 2 eyes here, or two creatures, not 2 eyes exactly. But if we get down another Ghost Vacuum, I think this is probably good here, right? We still have the Anoint with Affliction. Maybe we should wait. Should we wait for the second Ghost? Not really, right? Because if they're tapped out, I think that was a good chance, right? They only have, we kind of know they don't have anything in the graveyard too, and then we have the Anoint with Affliction in case they do just like plop something down. But again, though, I think we got the edge here because they need the graveyard. We don't need the graveyard. My deck likes the graveyard. Yeah, obviously this kind of sucks too because we can't, you know, whatever. But honestly, even if they get the Ghost Vacuum to go off for like the 1/1 flyer or whatever, who cares? Like really, who cares? They get a 1/1 worm in the air, like who cares? The worm's power is not the ability, it's the power. So if it's a 1/1, who cares? They still don't have much of a hand, but I think we just kind of hold still, right? Nah, I don't know how I feel about this. Alright, well, I guess we'll end the turn. Because they can go in for the Ghost Vacuum. They have, you know, 6 mana or whatever. So Phantom Interference. I don't think this is that big of a deal. I'm not going to freak out. I'm not going to freak out and start going in for like Anoint with Affliction. This 2/2 is not that big of a deal. Yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. So Ghost Vacuum. Wow. Okay, here we go. That's not that big of a deal though. Again, they have the eye. We have the Anoint with Affliction, but now they've given up their vacuum. So Anoint with Affliction. Let's get rid of you. And now I don't care about this worm. The worm doesn't do anything. The worm does absolutely nothing. It's just a worm. So, and if it's got a 1/1, I don't care if you got Trample, my friend. So, I guess we'll just start eating away their graveyard. I don't have anything in my graveyard either, so I'll just start eating away. Yeah, Ghost Vacuum. Let's go ahead and just suck up everything. This has been a Ghost Vacuum mirror match. Patchwork Beastie, the Beastie Boy. Let's go. And now we're free to go. Now we're free to attack. Ooh, an Overlord. An Overlord. Let's go. Overlord of the Balemurk. Top deck. Perfectly tapped out. Let's go. That was a class act. Ghost Vacuum, baby. Alrighty, this looks like a damn good hand to me, so we're gonna go ahead and keep this. Got a fear of missing out with our Patchwork Beastie Boy. Got all of our nice little land here, so I don't know. Seems pretty optimal. Patchwork Beastie Boy. Once you get this thing to start swinging in here, 3/3. I mean, come on. 3/3 for 1 feels pretty good with some upside. Gleeful Demolition. Oh boy, we've got a Convoke player here, so Gleeful Demolition in the in the main. That's crazy. I haven't seen it in a while though. We could drop the the Wildfire Wicker. I can never say that. Wildfire Wickerfolk. But I think we'd rather just go in for the worm, kind of get our Delirium kind of going. I know that doesn't really help out the Delirium, but because we already have the Patchwork Beastie Boy in the graveyard, but it is what it is. But I think if we can get double Fear of Missing Outs going, this is a little risky, but I think we should probably do this. So Fear of Missing Out. Get the Balustrade Wurm going. Yeah, I mean, we're going to do this. I know it seems a little risky. Oh, we got another one anyway. Well, it doesn't really matter. Maybe I should have kept that. Probably, I kind of do want to get into Winter. Our little guide here. Probably would not have done that if I'm not playing for content, but I want to kind of showcase the Winter out a little bit here, so. Let's go in for our lovely Winter. Misanthropic. The guide. The guide. I've tried saying it before the show. I, like, practiced. And I can't say it now. I'm not even going to try. But Winter's out. Here we go, baby. So, Winter's going to go off. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player's going to draw 2 cards. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, so that's actually not bad. That's actually not bad. With Winter, we get the Blanchwood Prowler. This is probably going to activate our Delirium. So, we get the... Oh, there we go, there we go. I saw instances. There we go. We got our Delirium count up. Now we go in for the Wildfire Wickerfolk. And now we're going to get 2 additional combats. Oh, this is actually crazy. All right, I think we're looking good here. So Winter, okay, there we go. I actually kind of just worked out very nicely. Fear of Missing Out. I guess we'll go for Winter because you got Ward. And then we will go for the Wickerfolk. Most likely they've got some sort of... Oh, okay, well, I was going to say, so, most likely I thought they had maybe some sort of removal, but I guess not. Makes sense. Resolute Reinforcements is a little bit more obvious. So bang, 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 and then we get another one. Oh, baby. Okay. Okay, so this is... Okay, so the combat tricks don't stack. We just get to untap another one. Okay. Reading the card explains the card. But nevertheless, even if they were to, like, board wipe, we still have a Balustrade Wurm. And a Fear of Missing Out. It did not matter, but that was pretty good. No red, but we do have a Prowler, so I know we can definitely go ahead and keep this. We got our lovely Winter. We'll be able... Oh, well... Speaking of Fear of Missing Out, I'm fearing of missing out on some red sources here, but I'm going to go ahead and set up my Patchwork Beastie Boy. Here we go. Let's see what we got here, man. So round 2, kind of where I took the dub last time, but let's go ahead and take the action here. Of course, we want to just set up our Delirium. Got the Balustrade Wurm or whatever the hell, but let's go ahead and get down the Prowler. As long as you have the Prowler, there's really never any worries, you know? There's no way we don't get a red source there, right? Come on. Ooh, alright, well that was rough. We do actually set up our Delirium, but it's a little rough though. No red sources. Okay. Comes the Reinforcements, no problem. To be expected, to be expected. Now that we don't have a land card in the graveyard, our Delirium count goes down, but we don't really care. So, or the third path, of course. Nice little sideboard card there. Gets rid of my Patchwork Beastie Boy. You know what? I think I am going to trade here. I mean, they probably present a little bit more like aggression than we do. There's another fear of missing out, and I am officially sweating. I'm definitely fearful. I'm fearing missing out on playing all my cards. So time is ticking. We definitely need a red source here. We didn't even get with the Prowler. Yikes. Haywire Mite can kind of put them off for a little while, though. It's kind of nice. Gleeful Demolition. Yeah, you gotta expect that in a Convoke deck, so. Go between one life, though. They aren't really presenting. Yeah, obviously, being, you know, the sideboard. Most of the time you see, you know, the Ghost Vacuum. I think the Ghost Vacuum is probably better than the Soul Guide Lantern, but either way, you see Graveyard Hate, but they're not really putting that much pressure on me, so fingers crossed. Another Prowler that gives us another shot. Come on, baby. They give us another shot at a red source, so. I got a little greedy in the opening hand, but I mean, I know we're running at least like what, like 14 red sources, which is could be a little sketchy. Hopefully, it's an untapped one. Oh, okay, well, at least we finally get it. Okay, it comes in tapped, which sucks, but at least we finally have a damn red source here. So draw. All right, so more land, but again, no red source. That's pretty concerning. I'm gonna have to double check, but I'm pretty sure we should be okay in that department. But again, if they're not really putting that much pressure on me, I mean, I have a lot of firepower in my hand, so like, Sanguini, not the biggest deal in the world. It's really not. We can actually use the Prowler to just block the. Yeah, we'll go and block. Let's just go block here, man. 2 cards left in their hand. There's a Tranquil Frillback. Okay, we can make use of all the green mana, so we don't need red. They will go for the Soul Guide Lantern if we go for any of the Delirium stuff. But, like, this deck doesn't... That's what I kind of like about this. You don't really need the graveyard to win, in my opinion. Let's go ahead and get our red. I don't want to use any of the red. The auto tapper makes you... I'd rather do the pain so I can get an extra Frillback trigger. The auto tapper is not sophisticated enough to do that. Frillback, yep, let's go ahead and do this. I will pay this, absolutely. Pay, baby. So, destroy target artifact or enchantment, you gain 4 life. Go ahead and do that. I'm sure they'll bust it, whatever. So now our precious Delirium is gone, but, well, like I said, you don't really, like, it's not super mega imperative. That's actually worth noting. I didn't gain the 4 life. Okay. Guess we're learning something new every day. Guess that kind of makes sense, but okay. But either with Frillback, we can go and block the Evangelist, and, I mean, we take, what, 4 here? Again, not really the end of the world. I'd be, an Imitate's Recruiter or something like that would be definitely pretty bad there, because then we couldn't effectively block, but no Recruiter, no problem. There's another red source, comes in tapped. That is kind of the way that we rock with this deck, so let's go ahead and get that, maybe the Delirium count back up. So, Fear of Missing Out. The Worm can always come back, so it's pretty much always the Worm. There's an untapped red source, so definitely looking good there. I'm gonna go for Fear of Missing Out again. How much graveyard hate do they really have, right? I know it's a little risky. It's a little risky. Put my stuff in harm's way. Yeah, I guess it'll just be that. We have 2 red sources now, and then we have the Haywire Mite looking pretty good. What I love about the Haywire Mite, you can always just sacrifice the Haywire Mite, and then you just put it into the graveyard itself. So this is a little juicy swinging in here, because I could just go for like, whatever. Something offensive, so maybe want to slow down with the Frillback here a little bit. That's fine. Well, actually, kind of was kind of. I guess that makes sense. 2 in the air, don't care. 2 in the air, don't care, man. So Duress. Well, let's actually go for the Duress because I think we're gonna have the Delirium count up here. So. Yeah, creature, yeah, we'll do that. So let's go and Duress him away. Because that's going to activate my Fear of Missing Out, and then we can go for the Worm. Yeah, most likely it's going to be a land, but that's okay. But now we just go in for the Worm, and I think we're looking pretty good here. So, don't even really need to go in for the Winter or the Wildfire Wickerfolk. Let's go, baby. This is exactly what we came here for. I'm going to leave the Mite back, just in case. We're not presenting lethal with the Mite anyway, so like there's really no point in swinging with the Mite. And then we get the Balustrade Wurm. But this is exactly what we want to be doing here, man. Like you said, you don't. They even remove my graveyard. They even remove my graveyard, and you just. It doesn't matter. It just does not matter. You just don't need. You don't like. It doesn't work the same way a reanimation deck does, where it's just like imperative that you like. It's not fragile in that regard. Looking good, man. Down to 4. They're in top deck mode, so I don't even really know what they could top deck here with our blocker. I guess Imminate's Recruiter. Well, actually, Imminate's Recruiter would actually win them the game here with the Myrics. Because that would be 4 times 2, 8. Because Haywire Mite's not lifelink. So actually, if they. Ooh, yeah. Okay. We don't have to worry about it. Let's say they top deck an Imminate's Recruiter, we actually lose. So they're going to swing in here. Up. I mean, you can do what you want, but I've got Trample on this Balustrade Wurm. So another Tranquil Frillback. Looking good here. Nothing to worry about. Wildfire Wickerfolk. Good God. Big fan of alliteration on the channel, or so I hear. And when it goes through, and that's just going to be it. Absolutely nothing they can do here. Yeah, they know it. GG's.